Hello, my creative friends. These are my May thank you cards for May 2012. Anybody who places an order with me this month will receive one of these cards featuring the new in colors. We have Gumball Green, Primrose Petals, Midnight Muse, Raspberry Ripple, and Summer Starfruit. I was going to make a video showing you the new ink pads, but I don't think that I'm supposed to show them until they're officially released. So you will get one of these cards as a thank you with the new in colors, but today to show you how to make it, I'm going to use one of the retiring in colors. One of the reasons I'm going to show it to you before they come out is because I used the stamp set Best Friends Forever, and it's retiring May 31st. So the new colors come out June 1st. This is retiring before then. So if you wanted to make this card exactly like the sample, you're gonna need to pick this up before it retires. This card is actually a unique size. It is 7 by 7.5 rectangle, folded in half at 3.5, so that when you do this, you get a 3 by 7.5 card, and it will fit in your standard mailing envelope. So just the kind you would mail your bills in, it will fit inside of there. As you can see, this is a well-loved, well-stamped piece of the Stampin' Up! Grid paper. I'm going to use that instead of using my brand new pretty white one. And also, I'm going to use a piece of scratch paper because if you stamped on here, especially with the new inks, they're really, really juicy. And so it kind of stays on there and it can mess up the back of this later on. So I'm just going to stamp on here. You're going to stamp on, this is a book, I'd call it the spine. And you're just going to take your, this is the leaf from Best Friends Forever. I'm going to ink it up. This is Blushing Bride. You're basically going to just stamp the edges of the stamp onto the fold of your card, and each time you stamp, re-ink it and then turn it. So re-ink it and turn it. While you have the stamp inked up, go ahead and grab a scratch piece of Blushing Bride. I'm going to bring my scratch paper back. And this is a 3-inch piece. I don't think the exact measurements are that important, but you do want it to be about 3 inches wide at least in order to cut out the labels framelit like we're going to do in a minute. So I'm just going to take this bottom third maybe and stamp my image and then turn and stamp again. Then I'm going to ink it up again. One of the reasons I did this was to get some variation of color, but I also wanted you, when you got your thank you card in the mail, to see what the colors look like. Not just the paper, but the ink on the same color paper as well as the ink on white, and stamping off. So you'll get to see kind of the variations that these colors do. I'm going to take the Apothecary Art stamp set and I'm going to do For You. And then I'm also going to stamp So Grateful, again in the Blushing Bride. Okay, so now we have our Blushing Bride, our white piece stamped in Blushing Bride, And we're going to take this to the Big Shot. I can't fit the Big Shot in my frame, in my camera frame, so I'll just show you what I'm going to do. You're going to sandwich it, and to get your stamped image on the Whisper White, you just lay it where you want it to go, and then you can take a Post-it note and just go across it, and that will hold it in place. For this one, you're going to take one and put it in the corner where you see the boldest image. Run it through your Big Shot. Then you're going to take it again up in this corner and get your image. And again, run it, put the Post-it note on, run it through your Big Shot. Then you're going to take the next size up. This is the smallest size. This is your next size up. So you're going to cut that out, and you're going to cut it out again, and you'll probably need another piece of paper because you're going to cut 3 of the size 2, 2 of the size 1s, and then 1 of the size 1s in this here. So I'll be right back and I'll show you all that cut out. I'm just going to show you this real quick. I ran it through my embossing folder, and I'm just going to punch that out. It's completely cut. It's very easy. And I'm going to line this up again, and like I said, you can use your Post-it note. I have some painter's tape, so it's really low taxing kind of a thing. Put that on there, sandwich it again, and run it through. Okay, so here we have our 3 of the size 2. We have the 2 stamped size 1s. And then we also have that For You stamped in Blushing Bride onto Whisper White. Again, with the size 1. So we're done with the framelits for now. Put those back. Now we're going to take our sponge and sponge the edges of these smaller Blushing Bride. And what that does is it will help it distinguish from this when we layer it on top of the bigger size. We have 2 more quick things to do before we assemble this. This is actually for the inside. When I stamped it, didn't quite catch the U, so I just went ahead and stamped it again. So Grateful, again from the Apothecary Art. You're going to line it up in your punch so that's exactly where you want it, and then just punch it out. Then I'm going to take the Modern Label punch and punch that out in Blushing Bride. And the last thing I did, for those of you who are customers of mine who placed an order in May, I wanted to give you a sample of the colors as well as the stamping. So I just took the pieces that were left and I punched out the stamped piece. So you'll each be getting some of these hearts where on the back side you can see the color and on the front side you can see the stamped color. So if you wonder why you've got one of these little baggies in there, that's why. I did go ahead and sponge the Modern Label punch that I punched out. Just so I don't lose it, I'm going to run some snail on that So Grateful and put it on my Modern Label punch. And then this just goes on the inside of your card. So when you open it up, this will say, "For you, so grateful." Okay. I guess I could turn around so it makes more sense to you. The next step is to just take these labels that you punched out and you want them to be all in a row. What I did was I took it just off the side and I tried to get it the same distance from this side and then line these points up all the way. Then I took my snail adhesive and tacked them down. Then I took these, and again, I used snail to tack them down. And then you take your dimensionals and adhere this to the center. And there you go. There's your card. Let me show you this. I took the markers and just did each of the colors just so I could see kind of what the colors were when I first pulled them out of the package. This is kind of a fun little experiment to try at home. Place an order with me. You'll get to sample one of these cards. It will include a token and a little baggie with the new colors, so you can check out all the new colors. Also, if you placed an order with me this month of at least $25, you will be getting a new catalog shipped to you. So be looking in the mail for that. It should be shipping soon if it hasn't already. I look forward to June 1st when we can dive into all of these new products together. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being my customer. I hope I inspired you to get a little bit creative with your ink framelits and stamps. Bye.